Hey guys, what's up? It's RDiK here, or Old School Duelist 12, whatever you want to call me. Welcome back to a different kind of discussion video. We're going to be talking about Vanguard Zero, the new mobile game that is on phones now that has been promised for about 2 or 3 years now. Kept getting delayed. Anyways, I've been following it for a while, and if you guys don't know what Vanguard Zero, it is the mobile version of the card game, the real-life TCG card game called Card Fight Vanguard. It has actually been around for quite some time. It's gone through a couple iterations. We're on our third version of the game, I guess you can call it. I mean, there's the original. I mean, like, it's not like they changed they completely changed the mechanics of the game. The first version, the original version, was kind of like the original printing of the game, and then the second version, they added grade 4s, they added a couple of new card mechanics, and then the third version that we're currently on, the V series, they turned it into 2 different formats. Now there's a premium and a standard, I think that's what it's called. But yes, so Vanguard has been around a while. It is a very fun game. I actually enjoy playing it myself. I dabble in it. I don't play it like seriously, but I dabble in the card game. I actually need to update my stuff and get some new stuff. Anyways, so Card Fight Vanguard has put out their own. It's also want to mention that it's made by MiS-HuRD. They are a company that kind of more so makes anime card games that are more closer to, like, the art style is more closer to like anime style. Like there's another game that MiS-HuRD makes that was very popular. I can't remember the top off my head, but it was basically based off animes, or it just took a bunch of those like anime girls and put them into a card game. It was really weird. I never really played it. Let me rephrase that. I haven't played it. Not really played it. I haven't played it. I've seen a couple of the cards, but I never really took the time to learn how to play it. Just didn't care. Moving on. So Vanguard Zero. I'm just going to come out and just say it's fun. It's a fun game. I've been playing it for 2 days now. I'm enjoying it. I do have some complaints, which we will get to later in the video. But it's a card game. It's really weird. So if you guys have played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, then you guys have an idea of what a mobile CCG game is like. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, it takes a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And cuts it in half. That format is called speed duels. There's to kind of give you guys an idea, decks consist of 20 to 30 card decks. Your extra deck is 5 to 6, depending on how far you are in the CCG. Because there's a point where there's a certain thing you can do to get an item to allow you to play 6 cards in the extra deck, which is kind of cool, kind of annoying in a way, but it's a thing. It's a thing that happens. Anyways, so and then they also got the life points in half too, from 8,000 to 4,000, and then your hand size is still 6, but instead of drawing 5 in your opening hand, you draw 4, and the field zones they cut 2 spell and trap zones and 2 monster zones as well. It's a limited card pool. There's to spice it up, they gave there's character abilities, stuff like that. It's basically, it's like I said, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! But cut in half, and kinda Vanguard Zero has done that. Because it's a card game and you need to play against somebody for like competitive play, or even for fun play, you play against somebody. So there is there's the card player interaction, and this is one of 2 complaints I have about the game, which I hope changes over time. But anyway, so my first biggest complaint, my first complaint, because I only have 2 complaints about the game, there's a mechanic. It's called blocking. So when you attack, you have all your monster cards. I mean, the entire game is monsters. All your different cards are grade 0, 1, 2. They have blocks on them. It has a defense, I guess, number on it. So you can play those from your hand when your opponent attacks, and you can block for a certain amount of damage. And so that is like a very core mechanic of the game, and it's something that actually some people very much rely on to win their game. It's part of their strat to outgrind somebody else. Well, that is not in the game. The other aspect of the blocking mechanic is at grade 2s, they are called intercepts, and intercept is they can block while on field, but only grade 2 guys or creatures, whatever the fuck. So they have a blocking number as well, the grade 2s, so you can throw them in, and obviously they would go to your discard pile or your graveyard, whatever game you play. And they block. You can use them to block as well, but that also takes away your monster advantage. But it literally gives you, say, hey, these are guys I can block with. Come at me, bro. And those have their own mechanic. I'll get into just a second. But yeah, the blocking mechanic in general has kind of just been, in a way, nixed in half, and that's where the grade 2s come into play, because they're still considered intercepts, but they force block in a way. So like if I have a grade 2 on board, before you can hit my Vanguard, you have to swing at my intercept, my grade 2. So all grade 2s are like basically permanent blocks or walls in a way, and that's your defense. That's your defensive plays in the games. As well as perfect guards. There's a thing called perfect guards or sentinels, whatever you want to call them. If you're a long-time player like me who has known about the game since almost the beginning, they were first known as perfect guards, and now they kind of got the term sentinels. Anyways, so perfect guards or sentinels, you discard them and one card in hand and a perfect block. So literally any damage that is done is completely just negated. How they work in this game is has to be either the final damage, or you're down to literally, if it's in your hand, if the perfect guard or sentinel's in your hand, as soon as you're going to get hit and take a point of damage, if it's the last point of damage, it automatically just discards it, or you're going to get dealt 2 points of damage. So if it's a critical, so if you're going to take 2 points of damage, then it automatically discards it. And it's just really weird in my eyes, that whole aspect. Like I was talking to my friend earlier about this. It makes sense. I 100% get why it's there. It's a type of mechanic, or it's to cut back on wait time in a way, because then if it's every time I attack, every time you would attack, you'd have to wait for your opponent online, and who knows what the hell they're doing. They could accidentally run out the whole clock. If it's 90 seconds, say it's 120 seconds, or even if it's 60 seconds. I'm pretty sure that's what they could do. They could just say, hey, you have a minute, or you have 45 seconds or something. Like, they could put a timer, and it wouldn't be that bad. Like, I personally wouldn't care. Maybe some other people will. But again, that might carry on the game, because I guess I could see it like they're also trying to make it to where it's a quick game. Like if you say you have like 15 minutes or something like that, and you want to play a quick game of Vanguard, boom, you just bust out your phone, boom. But at the same time, I kind of want that mechanic to be there. It's quite annoying, in my personal opinion, that the whole blocking mechanic is kind of just it's not completely taken out. They just changed the formula to where it's, here's my board, attack me, in a way. It's not, here's my board, break it. It's more so, here's my board, attack me before I can get my stuff off. And then some aspects, it's kind of just weird, and I'm hoping maybe the game picks up, or like the whole player interaction, because it's only the beginning. The game literally got released earlier, or it just got released. I don't know exactly what day it got released, but it got released early April. So it's a game that is literally in its infancy stage, and from what I've seen, it's already got a decent player base on it. The decks that are in there, they're very basic. It's literally got the main 4 characters from the anime. It's got their decks, and it's got a couple iterations of each version of it. You could just play Alfred, you can play early Alfred for Royal Paladins, or you can play Saver Dragon. That's it. And then like from there, like you got your Kagero, you got your Nova Grapplers, and you have your Oracle Think Tanks. Those decks they are basic. They are the basic package for Vanguard. That's literally the beginning of Vanguard. So like I said, it's in the infancy stage. It's definitely something that we'll have to wait to see where, you know, more intense decks come out. Just see where the game goes. My other biggest complaint is the triggers. Before in the game, literally all grade 0 triggers, all grade 0s, well, not all of them, but your triggers are your grade 0s. Instead, they took out that idea, they took out that whole thing and connected it to your grade 3s. So when you put a grade 3 in your deck, you pick what trigger you want it to be. That's cool, I get it. At the same time, I kind of see it as annoying in a way. I mean, if you really wanted to, like, it kind of gives you. So okay, so you could play you could play only your main grade 3s, and then throw in some extra one. Like, I mean, like, you have to. Every grades 1, 2, and 3 all have to be 13 cards each. So you could throw in like extra grade 3. I mean, normally in regular, like the actual physical card game of Vanguard, you normally would only play like, say, 6 to 8 grade 3s depending on the deck. Some decks will play more, some decks will play less because they just consistency and we search the hell out of them. So you can do that. You can honestly max out on your grade 3, or like you have your main anywhere from 4 to 8 grade 3s, and then your extra 5 grades, your extra 5 grade 3s will literally just be your extra ones. Like, they give you some elemental craze, which are very generic cards that you can play in literally any clan, and it's how to explain it. You could play those if you just want to have your main grade 3s. Obviously you would put a trigger on them anyway, but it kind of puts you in a situation where you have to be like, okay, well, I want to play these grades. It's just weird. In my opinion, it's just a really weird situation for me, and I don't hate the game. Definitely I'm going to continue to play the game until they do something to fuck it all up. But let's, I feel like it's going to be a couple sets or events before the game really shows the direction they're going. At least for the first year. It's going to take a year for the game to really pick up and like, hey, this is the direction we're going for the game. How do you like it? So I'm definitely waiting for the next set to come out to really see what cards they're going, or like I said, the direction they're going in. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this random discussion video that is about a card game that who knows what's going to happen with it. Hopefully I will be posting some content, some card game, some Vanguard 0 content, yeah, because I really do want to post some. I want to show off the game. I want to kind of promote it in a way. But thank you guys, and have a wonderful, beautiful night, day, thing, or whatever.